Okay. So Dr. Hepburn, what are your biggest challenges as you face the new school year?
I think our biggest challenges as we face the new school year is continuing to prioritize our focus on students, making sure that we're aligning ourselves appropriately. Sometimes accomplishments can lead to complacency, and we want to ensure that we're not complacent and we're staying focused, we're staying vigilant, we're providing the right opportunities to our students and providing the right opportunities to our staff to continue to build capacity to do what we need to do in the classroom day in and day out.
Okay, is there anything, what do you feel would be the biggest change or difference kids might see going back to school this year?
The biggest changes that they're going to see, let's start with high school. Every high school will have metal detectors this school year at day one. So I want parents and students to really understand that. That will be a change from last year. So students will have to come into school a little bit differently. They'll walk through with their backpacks, but we want them to understand that there may be some things in their backpack or in their person that may cause it to go off. No alarm, there's a secondary area that they'll go through. But we'll be educating parents and students along the way just to make sure they don't bring things to school that could set it off, and also making sure you don't bring any contraband or things to school that you should not have in our schools.
But this is all new.
It's new. Other school districts have started to implement this over the past couple of years, so we have some models to look at. We also had a pilot at 2 high schools over the summer, which were very successful to help our security teams understand some of the parameters they need to set, understand some of the kinks that they need to iron out before the school year starts.
Was it a thing, do you worry about really the jam up at the door, or you think that's taken care of now?
I think we will see some delays the first couple of weeks, right? There's always delays the first couple of weeks of school. Parents dropping off, new sets of rules, new schools, new ways of doing things. So I think after the first couple of weeks, just like any normal school year or start of any normal school year, those things will be ironed out after a couple of weeks.
Now let's go to the cell phone issue. As you may know, and I just saw last night, one of the school board members is asking for a re-vote. Do you think the votes are there to keep what you passed?
Based on the meeting on Tuesday, Board Corporate, they made a vote to institute the new revised cell phone policy. And so we're planning and communicating that. If there is a revote, we'll make an adjustment.
It has caused some controversy. I've gotten some emails from students and parents, concerns about that, mainly, the inability to communicate, et cetera. How do you allay those fears?
Well, I think unlike other school districts that have outright banned cell phones and in some cases locked up cell phones in rooms or in pouches, our policy is specific to shutting them down or putting them in airplane mode, keeping them on your person or securing them in your backpack so you still have it. So in the case of an emergency, a student can easily grab their cell phone and contact a parent when they need to.
Okay. Is there anything that keeps you up at night?
Keeping me up at night. Not many things really keep me up at night because I stay focused every day. I have a good night's sleep. I get up, I work out, I get ready for my day. I communicate with my team to make sure we're well aligned to our purpose, which is creating the best learning opportunities for our students and making sure we get to 100% proficiency. We've achieved that A grade. Now it's about keeping it. So I think we have a well-tuned machine right now as far as my cabinet staff and also pouring into our principals and into our schools. We just need to make sure that we're doing this day in and day out. So as far as keeping me up at night, it's not keeping me up at night because I think we've established a great path and a great focus on our students.
What was your reaction when you heard the news about that?
Oh, I'm still smiling. I'm still smiling. Broward County Public Schools hasn't had an A since 2011. We actually don't have any D schools for the first time since 1999. It is something definitely to celebrate. It's an achievement that can be celebrated by all because many people contributed, not just the folks that are in our schools, our teachers, our principals, and bus drivers, our clerical staff, our food and nutrition staff, our central and regional office staff. Many community partners have done a lot for our schools, pouring in additional resources, assisting our students and making sure they have a place to go to after school to continue their education when their moms or dads are at work. So this is a team effort. It's a collaborative effort. I am so happy and proud to be the superintendent at this time to help celebrate this accomplishment, but it's definitely a Broward at-large accomplishment.
If you had to boil it down, what would you say really pushed you over, back into the A range?
I think we stayed focused. Everybody was rowing the boat in the same direction. We focused on standard-based instruction. We focused on innovation. We focused on accelerating our students. We focused on making sure we had the right resources in our classroom that were aligned to standards and grade level appropriate. We focused on making sure people had opportunities to build capacity to do the work they need to do in our classrooms.
But I mean, how did that, at the granular level, how did that work out in each classroom, would you say, or each school to school? How did you do that?
It's very complex. All schools are different, and all classrooms are even different. So providing the right level of service while affording the right level of autonomy for teachers and leaders to do what they need to do to meet the unique needs of students within their buildings.
But what does that mean? Is that student to student? Is that giving a teacher more, leeway in a classroom? Like, what does that mean?
Correct. It's about building capacity, making sure they have they're well equipped with the skills and knowledge to do what they need to do to make the right decisions for their students in their classrooms.
And going forward, how do you want, or how will it happen that you will maintain the A level? We dive into the data, right? There's always areas for improvement. We need to identify those areas for improvement and double down on the things that work and scale those out, and then provide more innovating opportunities for those areas of improvement that we identified. What's your number one priority this school year?
Number one, we have a couple of priorities. Number one, maintain that A. Stay focused. Number two, we have our Redefining BCPS initiative, which we're going to be going back out to the community starting in about September, talking about some of our challenges and talking about solutions and opportunities to address those challenges.
The redefining has kind of gone to the back burner for a little bit, but so where are you, like today as we speak? Did you have any meetings over the summer? Did you learn anything, and where is it going?
Yes, we've had some meetings over the summer. We've been really focused on meeting with our city leaders, meeting with our city managers. So we've gone out to the Broward League of Cities. We've gone out to the City Managers Association. We're having individual meetings with some cities just to really learn about how this may impact them and learn about some of the great things that they're doing in their cities that may actually impact our redefining initiative. If they're building more units in their cities, which is going to attract more families. If they're building new recreational spaces that may attract more students to their schools in their area. And anything else that we haven't learned about recently. So we're going to go out to the cities individually, and that'll be coming up in August. We're also going to go out to our faith-based leaders to engage them in this process so they can really understand what's going on and how it's going to affect their communities. And then we'll start going back out to the community at large in September. Okay,
so give me a timeline again. What do you see how that playing out? Are you still thinking that it will be 5 schools? It'll be more than 5 schools?
It'll definitely be a minimum of 5, but it may even be more than 5. So the board has tasked us of identifying a minimum of 5 schools to close. So there'll be other things that we're considering along the way, not just consolidating and closing schools, but also enhancing programs at schools, possibly reconfiguring some schools, turning schools into K through 8 instead of the traditional K through 5s, maybe some schools that transition to a 6 through 12 instead of a traditional middle school model. So we're listening to our communities, listening to the needs, listening to the innovating things that they want to see in their neighborhood schools, and we'll have those conversations and see what we come up with by the end of October, early November for a vote.
And the timeline would still be in, is it 26 now?
Yes, so that won't affect any schools for this upcoming school year.
23-20. I'm sorry,
which is the 24-25 school year.
Nobody's affected.
Nobody's affected.
So you do see it happening 25-26.
Yes, there'll be some transitioning in the 25-26 school year.
For sure, you think 5 schools will close in 25-26?
That's what we'll identify a minimum of 5 schools for consolidation for the board's consideration.
So that is pretty much in stone that
yes,
5
correct.
schools will close.
Correct.
Okay. I want to talk about enrollment. What do you see for 24-25, where your enrollment's going to be at this point in time?
I think our enrollment will stay steady. I hope that with our A-rated school district, it creates some inquiring minds with our parents to see what's going on in their backyard in the school within their neighborhoods if they're not already taking advantage of us. So I'm hoping that enrollment does increase. This amplifies our message that we are providing quality learning opportunities. It helps us compete better. It helps us market ourselves better. And it helps parents to understand that we are providing the best learning option for your kids.
So I think last year you were at, was it like 225, 230?
So we were probably around the 200,000 mark, give or take a few.
Okay.
And about 50,000 mark for charter schools, and then the rest are in private schools and various other options that parents are taking advantage of.
Okay, but you don't see a further erosion? You don't think it's going to be less than 200,000?
I don't think it's going to be less. I think the tremendous accomplishment that our district has made this past school year is probably going to keep us holding steady, if not increase our enrollment.
And what are you basing your belief that it's going to stay steady at 200?
Normally when things are going well, when you have some things to celebrate, people start listening. People start engaging, and it creates that process where people start wanting to know more. And so I'm hopeful that people will start engaging with their schools right in their backyard to learn about the great things that are going on, compare and contrast the differences of the opportunities that they're engaging in right now, and hopefully it equates to more students registering in our schools.
So at this point, though, like, you have data that's sort of supporting that this will be, the numbers are there.
This is more of anecdotal data. Not hard. Yeah.
But it may change a lot, right, between August 12th.
Yeah, we have about three or so weeks before the start of the school year, so parents have a lot of time to start finding out more additional information from their neighborhood schools about the opportunities that they provide, and hopefully we can sway them to make the best decision possible, which is coming back to Broward County Public Schools.
Now, I'm going to bring this is kind of just a minor issue, but one that's come up to me and parents talk about in the schools, that a lot of them is, I don't know a delicate way to put it, but like the restrooms and stuff, a lot of times people are having trouble getting soap and other things like that. Have you heard that, and is there something that you need to do maintenance-wise to make sure every school is at that level? Well,
I haven't heard anything about that, but if things like that are happening, I would hope that parents are reaching out to their principals just to talk about those situations. We have those type of resources. We're not absent of those type of resources, soap and other hygiene factors. So if things like that are happening in the school, the parents should reach out to their administrator just to make them aware.
And if they don't get action there, what should they do? Because I figured this is a supply chain or something.
No, we have plenty. We have plenty
you
of.
Have those?
Yeah, we have plenty of that supply.
I didn't know, but I'm just telling you, a couple different parents from different schools said this, and I've heard about that years ago, not so much recently, and I didn't know whether there was something. And in terms of, I know you have a lot of openings, right? What are the big openings, would you say, that you're looking for people to still come in and work in the district?
So we have about 230 vacancies right now as far as teachers. That's not unusual for this time of the year for us. It's actually probably lower than in the past. We have that equates to about a 2% or less vacancy rate for us as far as Broward County Public Schools. Amongst other large school districts around the country, some of them in double digits. So we're in a good place right now. Our HR team, they do a great job of going out recruiting, having recruitment fairs, bringing in talent. Our principals have opportunity to interview those individuals to identify people that are the best fit for their environment, to provide that instruction to meet their unique needs.
And you have enough bus drivers and other
Yeah, we have enough bus drivers to do what we need to do to get our kids to and from school.
And the main area in teachers, is it science, math, or do you know?
It's various. It's various levels and content areas.
Going into.
Correct. We're still hiring. We actually have a recruitment fair coming up July 29th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Western High School.
All right. Any other final message you want to give to the kids going back?
We want to welcome our kids. We want to make sure that they have a great start of the school year. As I said before, metal detectors at our high school, so that's something new. Really understanding our cell phone policy. It's not a complete total ban. We're not taking your cell phones. We're not locking them up. That starts day one as well too. Also, we have a great customer service initiative coming up too, and I think some of the things that you talked about there's a gap in communication as far as resources in restrooms and things like that. Our customer service initiative should take care of those things to provide an additional avenue for parents
to send up. Is that going to be a thing like you have a problem?
Correct.
Concern here.
Correct. Exactly. Online. Be real time where principals and other staff members can see whatever concerns or any accolades also, so they can react appropriately in real time.
When does that launch?
That'll be launching at the beginning of the school year also.
And that will be through your portal or
So we're training our staff as we speak this week about our new customer service initiative, and then some more information will be coming out to parents about how they can engage and how they can provide information to schools on a daily basis, providing real-time information so we can react appropriately and faster.